Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Hello, and welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with the Shark. Captain Crunch is around here. He wants to be a guest today, I guess so. So another week, another month, another chingadera happening around the world. What's going on? What's going on with your lives? What's going on with your businesses? How things going? Full of energy for the month of August. Full of energy to continue with this prolonged or extended quarantine. How are you coping? I would want to hear from you guys as to what you guys are doing, how you guys are doing, like what's going on with you and your businesses. What actions have you taken to move towards the future, move towards our day-to-day, our life. Fuck the new life, fuck the new normal, fuck this is a new normal, this is the new thing. Fuck that. Every day is a new normal. Every day is a new thing. Every day it's a new beginning. Every moment it's a new beginning. It's everything related to what you wanted to do. How was your weekend? How relaxed were you over the weekend? What did you do? Did you enjoy yourselves? Did you relax? Did you decompress? That's the main thing. Did you decompress? Did you purge your head? Did you purge everything that you needed it to purge? It's a very interesting dynamic, because if you are so in tune into your business, it's a little bit difficult to disconnect, unplug from it. But at the beginning stages, you're gonna have anxiety. You might have anxiety attacks as to, oh shit, I want to review, I want to look at my emails. Oh, I should have responded this, I should have done that. Mondays, that's what it is for, to reconnect and start all over. Do you have a business? Do you have a plan for the week? How many phone calls or how many leads are you going to approach to generate new revenue? And it was very interesting. We have a very interesting conversation over the weekend as to, and this is probably a topic that we should probably touch on one of our Lunch with the Sharks. Are you focused on selling, sell, or are you focused as well on the delivery? Do you only care about selling and, well, I already sold it, the delivery, let me do it half-assed. I already have the client. Do you care? Do you really care, genuinely care about the delivery? And we were talking about this over the weekend. And it's very interesting because some of the people that we've encountered through our business, they promise and they say that they're going to do this, they're going to help you with that. And as soon as you sign on that dotted line, you don't hear from them until you like knock on the door. It's like, even somebody told us last week, is like, dude, and it's not because we are us, but yeah, this is not ego. It's like some of the service providers, they don't respond. They don't answer to your emails. They don't answer to their clients' emails until it's a huge problem. And we do answer to our emails on a regular basis, 24, 48 hours. That's our policy. But to tell you the truth, we answer less than 24 hours. Some people receive an immediate response. And do you really care about the delivery? Do you care about what you give to your clients, of to what you promise and added value? Just analyze that. Are you after the sale, or are you after the sale and the fulfillment and delivery of whatever you promise and added value to your clients? And this goes very in tune to what we are going to talk about today. Today, we actually prepared something brief, something light, and like all of us, but I don't know about you, but we've talked a lot about business owners and that say that their business has been improved or impacted since COVID hit. Okay, some businesses have grown. Some businesses have seen uh, record-breaking sales, and I can tell you several industries that I've seen that they've done that. Um, some service providers, uh, nurseries, they've broken sales records like on selling plants, construction companies, remodeling companies, pool companies. They are like they need to hire more people because there's not enough manpower in their companies right now, because everybody is wants a new pool in their house. They want their pool fixed. They want a new patio, a backyard, a front yard. They want a grill. They want something because we are living, we are working, we are doing everything in our houses. And our homes were not built, they were not built to hold us 24/7. They were built to give us shelter during a period of time, but they were not built to hold us and give us shelter for 24/7. Okay, they're sturdy, they're everything, anything you wanted it, but now people are living, working, eating, breathing, everything in their houses. Last Sunday, yesterday, we actually decided to go out of the house and have lunch, dinner somewhere else. And as we were out and about, we said, "Hey, let's go to Costco. We need some things." And we went to a Costco that it has an IKEA here in San Diego in front of them. So my brother said, "Oh, as long as we're here, let me go in IKEA." Well, the line to go into the IKEA store, I am not kidding you, was like over 100 people were in line to go into the store. Why? Every time you go to an IKEA, they're actually packed. But now what we want to do is we want to get new stuff for our house, because the stuff that we currently have, it's not sufficient. It's not enough. Maybe it was just to get us by. But now, since we are living 24/7 in our homes, we need something different. We actually, our needs, listen, our needs changed. Okay? But unfortunately, some industries are really, really struggling due to the nature of the current status. Restaurants, technology, and we're going to talk about some of them. So today I want to talk and share with you 5 industries that have been most affected by the coronavirus here and overall. Okay, so the first one, and this is a matter of perception. Okay, and this is what I believe. Tech industries. Since technology companies have closed their offices and stores, restricting their executives to travel to the affected areas, it has adversely affected the supply chain. For example, manufacturing in China are the key supplies to technology companies across the globe. Okay, so manufacturers who have been impacted by the coronavirus are failing to make on-time delivery, thereby impacting various tech businesses. Supply is short, demand is big. We require speedier, routers or better modems in our homes to fulfill the need of so many devices in our homes. Right now, here at your house, I'm actually working with 4 computers on at every time. We have our server, we have our cloud, we have at least 5 cell phones, we have at least 3 printers connected to our home network. That's what entitles us to work from home. That's what we need just to deliver a service to our clients. Internet has failed. We have webcams, we have microphones, we have things that are Bluetooth. Everything's connected to online. So we needed a better router or a better chingadera. I'm not tech savvy. So we had to wait, or we had to pay a premium price for whatever was available based on our needs. So they are being affected because of the supply chain. Nowadays, the freighters are moving along the seas to get into the customs. But now customs, since they have limited personnel, it's taking longer to get those items cleared out of customs so they can go and reach the stores or the suppliers so they can be sent over into the client. Another industry that is being affected is the sports and entertainment. As you know, since this usually takes place with a lot of people in one location, these industries were completely closed for a while, and like at least until the end of the year. Even though some of them are starting to open up, no crowds are at the venues, reducing income for everyone involved. Concession stands, people that are selling paraphernalia or souvenirs, they're closed. They're not making any money. But they're thinking about new ways of doing it. If you go online during the games, basketball, baseball, which baseball might be on can continue and might not continue. A lot of people affected with the coronavirus have tested positive. Mind you, if you think about the data that the government is providing us and or the news outlets are providing us, they talk about infected cases. They talk about like, oh, today we got 500 new cases in San Diego, for instance. But they don't tell us, out of those 500 cases, how many have gone to the hospital, how many are on intensive care unit, and things like that. So that information, that data, take it as a grain of salt. Yes, 500 new cases on the scope of like whatever it is, 5%. I'm not talking about San Diego data. 5% of every of all the universe of tests done on yesterday or over the weekend. But how many of those are actually gone to the hospital on critical condition? And there's been no deaths, there's been no outbreaks and things like that. So we need to analyze the data. Don't take it just like, oh, it's 500 new cases and immediately go as like 500 new cases in ICU. Okay, so you need to analyze the data. Sports, same. Baseball, I think it's 300 and something new cases out of 550 tests. It's a huge number. Yes, I understand, but nevertheless, how many of those are really critical? And I'm not undermining the data. I'm not undermining that it's a problem. I'm not undermining that, yes, we have an issue globally. Globally, things are starting to go on the rise again. Europe, it's on a standby. Europe is closely monitoring the situation because we brought down our guard on those countries and things are spiking again. India, it's a huge problem right now. Another industry, unfortunately, travel and tourism. Shit. The travel and tourism industry is severely affected by the coronavirus outbreak. With COVID-19 being a pandemic, people are avoiding travel to different countries and cities, which has negatively impacted the travel business and has affected the tourist benefits of the affected countries. This is humongous because travel industry, it's not just hotels, airlines, um, some restaurants, cruise. No, it's everything that goes underneath. Like a cruise ship gets into port, people get out of the cruise ship, and they go and spend their money at restaurants, at souvenir stores, at spas, at here, at there, at galleries, and things like that. So it's a huge, huge problem. I sound like Donald Trump, huge, but no. Okay, so another industry, hyper local marketplaces. Local small businesses, restaurants, mom and pop shops, grocery stores are having to use extra money to clean and sanitize their stores, to follow guidelines that our local state governments are saying, oh, this might work. Oh, this thing, it's going to work. Oh, now you have to implement this. And I'm going to talk about California. First, several months ago, or 5-6 weeks ago, it was like, okay, put plexiglass, put this, put that, so you can open. Small restaurants, small mom and pop shops, grocery stores, spas, whatever you want to call it, whatever business it is, they invested money with the hopes of, okay, they're telling me that this is what's going to be. So if I want to reopen my business, I should comply. So let me do this. Let me spend 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 grand so I can reopen and generate and reactivate my economy. A couple of weeks later, they said, shutting down. Now you need to do this. If you want to reopen your own economy, you need to comply with these new guidelines. I wonder how long that's going to be a pattern. I understand that we have no concrete data or idea as to how is this transmitted, not transmitted, whether the mask helps, whether the mask doesn't help, whatever it is, whatever you believe is, whatever they're telling us. The truth of the matter is there's something going on. Whether you believe it or not, there's something affecting our human bodies. Whether you believe it or not, whatever it is, how long are you going to be able to sustain this model? Okay? Do you even have the resources? Do you have the capital? Do you even have your numbers ready in case of a credit line? How's your credit? And I'm talking about the US. Okay? They had to comply to local regulations, or they had to lay off workers due to less customers. Mind you, there's no less customers. We all are requiring the same services and products that we were requiring prior to this shit. On Saturday, we had to actually leave the house. There's a couple of things going on here at the house. And with due diligence and with all the precautions and everything, we went to a restaurant. And to our pleasure, the restaurant was almost packed. They were an outside restaurant. And I was telling my mom, is like, dude, like, look at here. Like, we all need to get out. And it was packed. There was no social distancing, mind you, unfortunately. But where we were sitting, there was plexiglass all around us, and then my mom was protected and things like that. So what I want to tell you is, like, there's no less customers. If you're a hairdresser, or if you are a barber shop, there's everybody, we all need a haircut. It's all in your head that there's less customers. It's all in the positioning of your product or service, whether there's going to be less customers or not. Additionally, malls, shopping centers are temporarily shut down in effect to COVID-19. No, they're not. They're still open with proper precautions. They're still open, whether you believe it or not. Stores are selling. Stores are delivering. Furniture stores, they've been extremely busy. A lady that we encounter, and she told us we have been the busiest that we've been compared to last year. Compared to last year. Also, since people distance themselves from social gatherings and crowd spaces, they prefer ordering their favorites or necessities online. Are you prepared to deliver online? Finance industry. If you look at the short-term impact, we see people making safer investments in the market. This means there are fewer investments in the stock market, a negative impact on venture capital funding of existing and new firms. Investors are holding onto money, and credit has become tighter, reducing the flow of cash into the market. Yes, this is true. Nevertheless, if you were prepared, if you file your tax return on time, if you have your financials prepared and done and reviewed and analyzed, you have positioned yourself in the right way, in the right path to access those capitals, those lines of credits, those credit cards. Yes, financial industries like banks or venture capitalists are being more diligent on who they lend to because they don't want to repeat the same scenario that we had in 2008, 2009. Nevertheless, there is capital out there. Okay? Nevertheless, yes, some banks have been impacted because they cannot lend their own money at X amount of rates, interest rates. They're actually focusing on small business administration loans. And let me clear something here. If you have seek the payroll protection plan loan or the emergency loan relief from the Small Business Administration, the Small Business Administration, it's not the lender. Okay? You are not getting the money from the Small Business Administration. Small Business Administration, it's guaranteeing the loan on your behalf. The Small Business Administration, it's providing the guidelines, and it's a type of credit. They're not the lender, okay? They do not have the final authorization, okay? So Small Business Administration will become your partner. A third party lender, it's the one who's gonna fund or give you the money, okay? So just FYI. So let me guess. You say, how does this affect me and my business? Well, whether or not you are in this industries, you usually will be impacted. For example, and we might have spoken about this already. Financial industry. Maybe you need capital to buy a new piece of equipment. With credit getting tighter, you will have to have a better credit score, and you will end up paying more interest in the long run. Credit score is important. Okay? But being prepared or positioning yourself to get a loan, it's very important. How do you position yourself to get a credit line? Do you have financial statements? Do you have financial statements, not that they're audited, but that they're reviewed, that they match your tax return? Do you even have a tax return? Or is your tax return on an extension? Do you have your financial statements that represent a true and accurate picture financially of your business? Or your financial reports are for tax purposes? Every single freaking deduction that you, your mother, your grandmother, your neighbor, your aunt, your uncle, everybody has told you to put or run through your business, is it there? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. Oh, let me run every single meal and entertainment that I do with my clients, with my team, and my family through the company. because they told me that it's deductible. Yes, it might be deductible. Yes, it might. But does that truly represent your company? For lending purposes, you're screwed because you're trying to run every freaking expense that you can imagine, whether it's business related or not business related, being truthfully, being very honest, because you wouldn't want to pay taxes or you want to reduce your tax basis. Are those financial statements positioned for your true needs when it comes to cash, when it comes to lending? No, they're not. What are you going to tell the lender? Oh, you know what? 50% of those meals and entertainment, they're with mine and my family. Oh, you know what? The rent that I'm paying there, it's not from the. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So are those financial statements and your credit position when it comes for this type of matters, for a line of credit, for a credit card, for a loan? Tech industry. Maybe you need some new computer, but the computers you need to back order due to COVID. That's a problem, right? The tourism industry. Maybe every year you go to a conference and get a lot of leads for your business. Now this COVID, the conference is canceled, and you do not know where you are going to get those leads from. Virtual? Think outside the box. I'm going to tell you one thing. Last Saturday, internally, we held a marketing analysis meeting with my Mexican team and the US team. And we're talking about the ideas of how we're going to market certain products for Mexico. And the problem is that we are so convoluted into our own beliefs that our own beliefs do not let us think outside the box. We are so convoluted to try to give the customer, the client, what we want. What we think it's what they need. Are we listening to our clients? Are we positioning ourselves, the service deliverers, are we putting ourselves in the customer's shoes? Are we? Or we just want to give whatever the hell we want to give them? You can do that after you close the sale, okay? Without the customer knowing that you're giving them what you want to give them, not what they want. It sounds like a riddle, but no, it's not, okay? You need to know your customer, okay? For the tourist industry, it's not impossible to use to survive. What about a virtual tour? Okay, what about, hey, you know what? We can do a virtual tour. You can actually partner up. Let's say that you're a Jamaican tourist company and you do tours. You are in Jamaica, but you want to attract some of your people or some of your customers to travel to Jamaica. Here's an idea. Do a virtual tour for those clients. Team up or partner up with a Jamaican restaurant in their locality or their location and send them an Uber Eats of that Jamaica and do an experience. Do an experience package. Think outside the box. Fuck, I cannot go into an airplane. Fuck, I cannot stay in a hotel in Jamaica. Bring Jamaica to them. That's an idea. Bring Russia to them. That's an idea. So with these problems, how do you increase your profit? The first thing that I'm going to tell you is have a conversation with your mentor or coaches. They will help you develop a plan to increase your customers, reduce expenses, and help position your company for the future. If you're a coach, you're actually giving your customers coaching on how to grow their business. Well, what you need to do is you need to create a business model that you can actually give them to follow. Instead of trying to analyze or dissect or decode each of your clients, develop a business model, a general business model to this business environment and provide it to them. Trust me, if you're providing a service, our business model, it's most likely the same. If they want something tailored, then you do one-on-ones. But if you provide them a business model that they can implement immediately on their business and generate revenue, you're going to be selling a shitload of programs. Done for you, not done with you. Done for you, something tailored that it's done for you. Because, dude, come on, you're not expert on everything. Stop it. Stop trying to be the expert on every single aspect of your business. You're not. You're not. Feed your winners, starve your losers. This includes with your marketing activities, your sales force, your general staff, your company initiatives, your reporting. Do you want me to continue going on? Trim the fat in your business. Do you even know what the fat is in your business? Cut your losses and feed a portion of the savings, times, and money into your winners. This will greatly boost your profitability. Tell me, how are your return on investments on the marketing dollars that you're putting into the Facebook ads or Google ads? Do you know? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you don't know, I would stop immediately those Facebook ads and those Google ads because they're doing shit for you. The only thing they're doing is you're wasting money because you're not measuring. You don't know where your leads are coming from. You don't know if for every dollar that you're spending on Facebook or Google, how much money or revenue it's coming into your business. Stop bleeding. That's simple. Stop bleeding. Put pressure in that area. You need to ask the right questions to your team. Do you even have a team? And if you have a team, is your team working for you? Or are you a solopreneur with a team? Are you a micromanager that it's just looking and seeing and analyzing with a lens what the fuck everybody is doing instead of focusing on the big picture? That's the fat. Maybe you don't want to realize it, but you are the fat on the business. Strategically map out systems to help your customers consume your products or service faster so that they get more value and hence repurchase more frequently. Look for ways to educate them on the ideal use of your product or services. I've done this multiple times. Restaurants. Restaurants are closed right now for indoor eating, dining here in California. They cannot get their shit right done together when it comes to delivery. People, restaurateurs, create a system to double check, triple check your delivery orders. And trust me, I'm talking about experience. 90% of the delivery orders that I've ordered for our house have been wrong. How difficult is it for your kitchen and or your expediters to triple check those orders? That every order is accordingly to what the client has asked, and that it comes with the utensils, with the condiments, with the napkins, with this and this and this and that. How difficult is that? It's not. But trust me, I've not ordered from those restaurants because they fucked up my orders. Create simple maps, simple procedures, a simple checklist, done, 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 and somebody to double check, period. That's simple. If you are selling through Amazon, if you're selling through eBay, through Etsy, double check that whatever I order or your customer orders, it's what you're delivering to them. Same with the service deliveries. Okay? If you're delivering an agreement, a contract, a tax return, if you're delivering a trust, if you say that you're going to deliver it by X day, do so. It's not difficult. Keep your word. Have a systems in place. Have a map. Have a procedure. It's very simple. The only thing you need to do is you need to think outside the freaking box. How difficult is that? I know that we are living on an uncertain times. But with you being uncertain, okay, it's not going to help you mitigate any of this impacts that you are having. Shake it off. Shake it off. I know this sounds very, very easy to do, and I'm sounding very harsh, but the reality hurts. You need to shake it off, move on. As they say, either you shit or get off the pot. Stop complaining. Oh, but I wish I would have, like I was doing it like this, and I don't know, maybe people, no. It doesn't work like that. Oh, I was brought up like this. That's why I'm like this. I'm speechless. So I think we've covered a shitload of topics. I think we've analyzed a couple of industries. I think that I've given you some pointers here. I think there's good nuggets there. Follow us on our social medias, Invictus Advisors, US, Mexico. Remember, we are having and we have going our Young Shark competition. So be sure to follow us. Be sure to send us your kids, your nephews, your nieces, your grandsons, granddaughters, videos. Send us their project. Send us their video saying what they're doing, how they're doing it, and we'll help them here. We'll have the contest. I think it's going to be now postponed to the end of September. Some schools have gone into classes, so I think we need to something like that. So I don't know. The rules will going to be on one of the social medias, so beware of that. Be sure that you follow us. And I want to end up today's Lunch with the Shark with a quote from somebody that I don't know, you might know him or not. Henry Ford. I think he invented it. Some card line or something, card brand, something like that. Something little. When everything seems against you, remember that airplanes take off against the wind, not with it. See you tomorrow on another Lunch with the Shark, and see ya.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com, and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.